excited about today and this opportunity to come together to celebrate kindness. And kindness is ultimately something that is very simple. It starts with love. And that's what we're here today to acknowledge and to recognize and to learn more about. We've got some awesome guest speakers here for you. We've got some opportunity to watch some videos that might make you think a little bit about kindness. But as we started the year off in our opening pep rally, the expectation is as we come together, we're here to celebrate this together as a family in a very kind, a very compassionate, and a very respectful manner. And so that means you're paying attention to whoever's speaking, that you're acknowledging all the hard work they put into the speaking. And if you've never been in front of a crowd, it's difficult to speak in front of a crowd. And so just acknowledge all the hard work that's been put in today and think about the message that's ultimately being shared as we start with hello. Because kindness is certainly something that our world, our community, our country could use more of in this day. So I will not waste any more of your time, and I will introduce one of the gentlemen who has taken a lot of time to work with our student leader, Mr. McCorkle, to introduce the idea of today's assembly.
Good morning. Good morning, students, staff. Welcome. I'm Mr. McCorkle. Most of you know me as one of the assistant principals or the soccer coach. I taught here for 23 years before going into administration. Before teaching, I served over 10 years in the U.S. Air Force. A lot of you guys may not know that. I'm proud to say that all three of my children attended and graduated from Chillicothe High School. My wife, Kathy, also graduated from Chillicothe High School in '88. This is one of her classmates here, Alan McCorkle. Say hi to Alan. Welcome him as a guest, please. Spread a little kindness. Alan, we were talking last night. He wanted a tour of the building. And I said, I'd be happy to give you a tour. Why don't you just come on in for the assembly? And then we'll do the tour after that. So welcome, Alan. I have a grandson that started at the primary this year. One thing I've learned through the years, no matter where I was or what I was doing, kindness matters. Being a good human, as they say, means something. Not too long ago, last October to be exact, a nice, enthusiastic, bright young lady, Ella, approached Superintendent Swinehart and expressed a desire to make our schools a happier place. She had a vision for the future. That vision is being realized today. What we have today is the culmination of a year's worth of discussions and planning. One of our school's social workers, Miss Morgan, has also joined our planning and discussion group. I'd like to recognize Miss Morgan. Stand up, please. I hear Mr. Cisco is also being recruited to help with the program. Where's Mr. Cisco?
Monitoring the lobby.
Monitoring the lobby, okay. So Mr. Cisco, if you see him in the hallways today, he's also going to be part of the program, I hear. I sometimes get upset at little things the same as everybody else. My friend bought me a shirt last year that says, "Let it go." Yes, like the Disney's song Frozen, too often we have trouble letting go of little things that anger us. The concept is a simple one. Start with hello. It takes very little extra effort to be kind. A classmate drops something in the hall, help them pick it up. A new student can't find their class, show them the way. A student is sitting in lunch by themselves, invite them over. A cafeteria worker serves you food, say please and thank you. You are walking out the door at the end of the day, hold the door for someone. Be kind. Kindness is contagious. I want to introduce the young lady who got this all started. Let's have a big round of applause for sophomore Ella Moorehead.
Hello, everyone. Last year was my first year at Chillicothe High School, and I saw something. With such a big school and so much to offer, there were still students who seemed left out and isolated. I looked around the hallways and noticed lots of students feeling alone. I could feel the need for a greater sense of community. But what does it mean to have a greater sense of community? It means to have kindness. The Webster definition of kindness is the quality or state of being kind. But what does it mean to be kind? To me, kindness is individual and personal to each and every person. You cannot fit it in a box. Kindness can mean the difference in having a good day or a bad day. Kindness can even be the difference in life or death. In my life, there have been times where I have had a really bad day, and someone's smile just made it 1,000,000 times better. Today, I challenge you to reflect on kindness in general and how it has helped you in your life and those people who have helped you. It is important to reach out to everyone because you never know the day someone is having and you have never been in their shoes. As you watch the next video, I would like you to reflect on reaching out to people and the impact it has on them. Thank you.
Next up, we have two speakers that are two of our own. We have Pastor Obadiah Harris. And he is with his grandson, one of our middle schoolers, Josiah Harris.
Let's give everybody a round of applause. I certainly thank God for an opportunity to be here, and I don't think it's just by chance that we're all in Cavalier blue, but also it's a situation where it's prostate Cancer Month. About 1.5 years ago, I found out that I had prostate cancer, and as I went out with this diagnosis, I didn't allow the diagnosis to accentuate the word die, but I wanted to stay alive. As I came out of there, what happened was God blessed me, and I came on a mission to help everybody I could. But I found out with prostate, God's the pro over the state of the prostate, and it's never too late for me to walk into Destiny's Day. The other thing I found out, and I have to be who I am with the source of my success. People too many times look at something like cancer, and they look at it and how it can metastasize, nasty size, and just kill and take people out of here. But I learned to spell cancer with a small c. Let's spell Christ with a big C that everybody can see. But we're here today, and we thank God for being here. We're thankful to Mr. Valentine today. Did you know that the word Matthew means gift from God? We've got Mr. McCorkle here, and the room is infiltrated with people that are sons and and daughters and friends and all this sonship, daughtership, friendships. They're all ships, they're boat that God floats. But I've been with Mr. McCorkle times when we talked about he's a soccer coach and how sometimes in a boat there could be a chunk out of the boat. But McCorkle, if you put the Coke cork in the boat, it can continue to float. Mr. Weaver on today, we want to accentuate this because Dustin Weaver, when situations get dusty and there's an accumulation of germs and germophiles are hostile, then he dustinizes us and takes the dust off of that and then allows there to be, there's a word that calls rhapsodize. And it means to be a weaver of a song. And so he weaverized the people and they would connect them together in such a fashion where we measure and treasure the pleasure. Yeah! So here we are today, inclusivity, safe students, we're against violence, we're against anything that's hostile, and we want to give a positive profile. We want to energize everybody with a smile, a mile in every situation that there is, so when you see each other, you bring your own, what is called micro atmosphere. Bees, when they develop honey in the hive, for the hive to thrive, and to be able to pour the sweetness on top of your particular toast, regardless of whether it's roast, they have to develop an atmosphere, what's called a micro atmosphere. And when they flap their wings, it brings the temperature down to a certain degree that's conducive for producing honey. When you bring the right temperature in the atmosphere, then you create an atmosphere, and it won't be an atmosphere. Can you say yeah? I want to introduce my grandson Josiah today. Josiah, Obadiah Josiah. He's an outstanding young man, and he's a young man that is studious in different endeavors. He takes an introspective look at things, and he's going to look at some insects today that really gives us a picture of how that something can be so small, but their ingenuity can be so tall. And so we need to recognize this. It can be so small, but their ingenuity can be so tall. What we need to know is, someone may say you're real tall or real small, but in tall and small is the word all.
So, my name is Josiah Harris, and I'm going to be talking about ants. You might know me because of my cousin Eldrick. You might know me because I'm in band. You might know me because, like, other stuff. But ants, there's a lot of kind of ants. There's pharaoh ants, there's fire ants, there's skull collecting ants. But ants work together. They have queen ants. They have workers, they have majors, which are pretty much just big ants. They have ant fridges. They store food, and they mouth-to-mouth feed, which is called trophallaxis. But what I'm here to talk about mostly is how they help each other out. So when they get in the waters, like let's say a bunch of ants fall into water, you want to know what they do? They latch onto each other and help each other and create a raft out of each other to help and support each other. And ants come in a lot of colors. They come in red, yellow, even blue. But even though that they have so many colors, they're still all ants. And like, just like that we are all so different, we are all still people, and we should all still work together. So, whether you want to be an artist when you grow up, whether you want to work for like a French fry factory, whether you want to be a teacher or other stuff, we should all work together and we should all help each other. And support each other.
Tell them about how ants can lift.
And here's just a fun fact. Did you know ants can lift 50 times their body weight? Like, an ant is like barely weighs anything, but it can lift things that weigh something. And if we get a bunch of ants together, they can lift so much because they help and support each other. And if we could take that and implement it in our own lives, if we all come together and try to do something big, we can all succeed. So, my main thing from this is to just work together and help and support each other.
All right. Let's give Josiah another hand. So we appreciate Ella, appreciate the young ladies, Ella organizing this. Ella Moorehead, she brought us together to put more in our heads so an old fossil like me wouldn't be brain dead. But I want to climactically make a few points on today. As I said, in everything that's tall and everything that's small is the word all. We need to watch what we say to everyone and be meticulous and never be ridiculous. One of my favorite scriptures in 1 Peter 3:10 says, "He that will love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil and his lips that he speak no guile. Let him seek peace and ensue it, for the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous and his ears are open unto the prayers. And the face of the Lord is against them that do evil. And who is he that will harm you if you be followers of that which is right? Within your mouth, much of your destiny is to kill or heal. And there is different tastes in your mouth. There's sweetness, sourness, saltiness, bitterness, and a newly released determination is called umami. But the thing is, be careful what you say out of your mouth, because you have an opportunity for positive dissemination or negative destructive elimination. So Ella has taken us to a high plateau. We appreciate that. And she's captured the rapture of my fascination. What I want to say climactically is, in recognizing the tall and small, and that God blesses us all. We need to know that there's so much little in big and big in little. As Josiah talked about the ants, he talked about the diversification of ants, the different complexion of ants, but never disconnection among ants. He talked about them being able maybe to lift 50 times more than their weight. It's infinitely important that we recognize that within the terminology ant and giant is a revelation of opposite ends of the spectrum that seem to be contradictory. Did you know that an elephant that could weigh 14 or 16,000 pounds and is so intelligent that in its feet is programmed an ability to detect different species that are coming from a long way away, and they can even detect water. But the terminology elephant, the last three letters is ant. In the big elephant is ant. And some may say they're giants. They may feel that because maybe they're 6'4", 6'5", 6'7", 6'8", 7 foot, that they can hoop a loop and have the elastics of gymnastics and be able to go above the rim and defy the forces of gravitation. And then maybe do a 360 and then dunk in such a fashion, but when they're in mid-air, stop like Michael Jordan did the time when he took it up with one hand, took it out with another hand. But the tallest giant, remember this, the last three letters in giant is giant. So if you're a giant, you start out with a capital G, which is God, and then you have an I, and don't go around capitalizing your I. Have a small I, and then recognize that you're an ant. If you keep things in perspective and don't get fooled of yourself, if you keep things in perspective and recognize that when you get hot, you need to be cleansed and odorized. And if you go to the power of the shower and you allow yourself to be cleansed physically and spiritually and morally, then what happens is you're not just a person that throws deodorant over a hunk, a funk, a stunk, but you keep clean and keep things in perspective, because if you're a giant, you're still only an ant, and you need collectivity, and you need collaboration, and you need each other. As the Cowboys go today and play football and other sports today, and they've taken the pig out of the pigskin, at the end of the game tonight, everybody that collaborates together is a giant, is an enormous elephant that can do great things, but never diminish, but always replenish, and we'll be able to take victory to the finish.
Hey, thanks, Pastor.
Thank you, man.
Let's give it up for Pastor Harris and Josiah Harris. So as Ella indicated, this whole Start with Hello program comes from the Sandy Hook Promise. I now ask you to turn your attention to the screen as we consider this message. So I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Miss Melissa Mendenhall. She is a licensed counselor that works for Scioto Paint Valley Mental Health Center. She spends many of her days working with people who have not experienced joy on that particular moment or in that particular day. And so I asked her, and we've asked her to come and speak with us regard to kindness and her perspective as a mental health counselor. Mrs. Mendenhall.
Thank you. Good morning, Cavaliers. What a beautiful opportunity to come together as a school and celebrate kindness, and I love that you did this. What a beautiful vision. I want to tell you one of my favorite stories, all right? There is a big storm. What's your favorite ocean? I think people here like Myrtle Beach. I'm kind of partial to the Pacific, but I want you guys to just pause for a minute and think about the ocean waves. In the morning, if you've been there, it's just the most beautiful experience. And the storm is calmed, and all along the beach, there are tons of starfish just everywhere. Thousands and thousands of starfish. And there's a man walking, and he sees a little boy with a bucket. And that little boy is walking as fast as he can, and he is picking up as many starfish as he can, and he's throwing them, putting them in the bucket, throwing them in the water, just trying to save everyone he could. And the man says, "What are you doing? You cannot possibly pick up all these starfish. You cannot possibly save all of their lives." And the little boy just kept going. He just kept picking up the starfish and throwing them, and he turns to the man, and he says, "But it matters to this one. It matters to this one." We cannot underestimate the power of one act of kindness. There's a lot of problems in this world, team. A lot of problems. Not just bullying, but there's violence, there's cruelty, not even just. Bullying is a huge issue in our nation, it's an issue in our schools, let's be real. We sometimes see things, we hear things that are painful. Bullying, exclusion, harsh words, and it can feel overwhelming, like there's just too many starfish on the beach. But here's the truth, team. Kindness is never wasted. Each small act, a smile in the hallway, speaking up when someone is being mocked, sitting next to somebody at lunch, is never wasted. It could mean that one small act of kindness could mean the world to someone. And the thing is, school violence just doesn't appear out of nowhere. It doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It grows in silence, it grows in isolation, and it is cruelty that is unchecked. But the opposite is also true. Safety grows where kindness grows. A culture of respect is built one choice, one voice, one moment at a time. So clearly, not one of us, we can't alone solve the problem, but we can each take that minute and pick up a starfish. I want to challenge each of you to really just consider what you can do, not just today, not just this week, not just this month, but just the plan for forever. How are you going to treat the people that you encounter? Because it does make a difference. And when enough of us choose compassion over cruelty, we can change the tide. How many of y'all went to Logan Elementary? Yeah? All right. So I remember there was a poster over there, and it said, had the acronym THINK. I'm going to challenge your memories. What's the T stand for? Is it true? Good job, whoever said that. And the next question was, the H. What question do we ask ourselves? Honest. Is it honest? Is it helpful, right? Good job. What about the I? Is it inspiring? Is it inspiring? What about the N? Anybody know what the N stands for? Is it necessary? Good job. Who was that? Nice job. Good job. And the K, is it kind? Just think before you speak, right? Now I'm gonna call some people out. If any of you have rolled your eyes or laughed during, you were rolling us, all right? You're awesome. But if you were giggling to yourself at any serious moment in here, or rolling your eyes, or wondering, why am I stupid assembly? You need to check yourself. You need to lean into this conversation. We're asking for change in that way. This conversation is so important. And we got to remember what got those starfish on the beach. This is kind of a phenomenon. It wasn't just that starfish just go and get stranded on the beach. It takes a storm, a specific kind of storm to get them all caught up on the beach. So we got to put ourselves in other people's shoes. What got them to this point? And what can I do to make a difference in their life today? There are so many good people at this school. But there are also people who are struggling. And I just want to encourage you guys to unfold your hands, lean in, and really consider being kind. Kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul and healthy to the body. All right. Thank you, guys.
Hello again. Did you guys know that kindness can save lives? Kindness keeps us all together and helps us feel loved. Kindness can make people feel less alone. The root of all violence is that the person inflicting the violence is hurt themselves. Us as a society need to work together to make everyone feel loved, because showing love, compassion, and understanding is the only real way you can make someone feel important. A mass shooting occurred on December 14th, 2012 at Sandy Hook Elementary School. 20 elementary school students passed away, as well as 6 teachers. The victim's family created the Sandy Hook Promise to honor their legacy. Sandy Hook's mission is to educate and empower youth and adults to prevent violence in schools, homes, and community. Here at Chillicothe, we have a mission to create a safer, kinder school and community for every student. Every student today will have the opportunity to join 12 million people to start with hello and make an impact in violence. There will be sign-ups today at lunch. Every student will be able to follow these steps to start with hello. See someone alone, recognize signs of loneliness, reach out and help, finding ways to include others, and start with hello. Taking the initiative to break the ice and begin a conversation. If you sign up for Start with Hello, you have the opportunity to get your name in a raffle ticket and win prizes, made possible by my mom, stepdad, dad, and downtown businesses. I would also like to thank DARE and Officer Bolton House for their generous donation. You will also have the opportunity to join SAVE, Students Against Violence Everywhere, where the students will meet a few times a month during PLB to have the opportunity to plan different events to encourage anti-violence and inclusion. It will be posted to your Google Classroom today. Next week, we will be having a Spirit Week to kick things off with different themed days where you will be able to reflect on kindness and inclusion. Monday is Wear Green Monday, where you will get to meet up with other students. Tuesday is Rainbow Day. Be a rainbow in someone's cloud. Wednesday is Wacky Wednesday. Thursday is Trusted Adult Thursday. And Friday is Cavalier Friday. You will be able to reflect on kindness during the week. The video you are about to watch is also a part of Sandy Hook Promise, and it shows the steps of saying hello and ending inclusion in the school. Thank you.
How's it going?
One word. One word can have more of an impact than you can ever imagine. yet. Can brighten someone's day. Can start a friendship. Can save someone's life. That's the power of hello.
So, before we conclude today, I've got a question. Have you ever felt completely and totally alone? That's a rhetorical question, you don't need to answer. Maybe you walked down the hall and felt invisible, or you're seated in a crowded room like today and feel unseen. It's a feeling that many of us know, and it's the heart of the story behind a musical, Dear Evan Hansen. Before we get into the story, I want to share something about myself. I have a huge love for music. It's what moves me, it's what motivates me, and it's what helps me connect to the world. But that's my passion. That may not be yours. But that's what makes us all different. It's that each of us has our own. Maybe it's your love of art, or a drive for competition in the sports, or curiosity of science, or something else entirely different. These passions are what make each of us unique. And they're also a way for us to understand and appreciate one another. The main character in this show that I speak of, Evan Hansen, is an anxious teenager like some of you here today who may feel invisible. After a classmate's tragic death, Evan actually gets caught in a lie. He pretends that the death of his classmate, who was a popular classmate, he pretends that they were secret best friends. And while this lie spirals out of control, it gives him a chance to connect with his grieving family and to help others who feel just as lost as he does. And to keep his friend's memory alive, Evan and his friends start what they call the Connor Project. Very similar to Start With Hello. This project becomes a place where students can share their struggles with loneliness and mental health. It is from this project that a very special video is born. Evan, feeling deeply alone and overwhelmed, sits down to record a simple message. It's not a planned speech. He just speaks from the heart. He speaks from the heart about what it feels like to be unseen. He talks about his own struggles and connects them with bigger feelings of loneliness that so many others carry. His message of hope about light in the dark, and the idea that we can find each other is really what resonates. And his simple, honest words become a beacon for thousands of people who feel just like him. And the video goes viral. And suddenly, this small, unplanned act has a massive impact. The story reminds me of something that's so important for our Cavalier family. Even the smallest act can create the biggest impact. Sometimes we do what might feel insignificant, but it can be everything to someone else. A simple hello in the hall, a smile asking someone how their day is going, or just listening. These are small acts of kindness that can make a huge difference. And we have the power to make each of us feel found every single day. We can be the ones to reach out and create a connection, no matter how small it seems. And the song we're about to hear is from this very video that I spoke of, Evan Hansen. It's called You Will Be Found. And rather than me speak on, it beautifully captures the overwhelming feeling of being part of something bigger. And as you watch, I want you to think about what you can do to make a small act of kindness a big part of your day.
Have you ever felt like a mistake? Have you ever felt forgotten and unknown? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? But see, the thing is, when I looked up, Connor was there.
It's the gift he gave me. To show me that I wasn't alone. Nobody is. That's the gift that he gave all of us. I just wish. I wish we could give him that thing. So, let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. And oh, someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head, look around, you will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found.
Have you seen this?
People started sharing it, and now I mean it's everywhere.
This morning it only had like 30 views.
What is that now?
720.
2,326 views.
14,359.
I don't understand what happened.
You're dead. Oh my god.
Everybody needs to see this. Every time that you call out,
I guess I watched this 17 years ago. You always say the word.
take part in it.
You'll be your day.
Come across the silence.
Your voice is heard. Share it with the people you love.
Repost.
The world needs to hear this.
Beautiful tribute.
I know someone who really needed to hear this today.
So thank you, Evan Hansen, for doing what you're doing.
I never met you, Connor, but coming out here, reading everyone's posts,
Evan is exactly right. We are not alone. We are not alone. None of us.
None of us are alone,
like,
especially now. Everything you hear on the news.
like,
Thank you, Evan Hansen, for giving us a space to remember your home.
thanks for helping our mom. Thank you, Evan Hansen.
For fun.
Tampa.
Just reach out. Thank you, Evan. This is about community and friendship.
So as we dismiss from here today, my hope is to reflect on all the messages that have been shared. Mr. Harris and Josiah, we appreciate you, Mrs. Mendenhall, and your message. And then, of course, we appreciate Ella for bringing this message to us to share today. So let's give it up for all of our speakers this morning. I'll let Ms. Mendenhall. So Mayor Feeney is actually making today a proclamation, and I'll let her explain what today is.
So I'm not sure of all the details, but there's a local business called Heartwood, and they've been pursuing a day called You Matter Day. And so Mayor Feeney is making a proclamation today here in Chillicothe that this will be You Matter Day.
And that's important to remember. And if we were to summarize all of our messages this morning, it's that you matter. And we can make each person feel like they matter by starting with hello. So to reiterate what Ella said, today at lunch you're going to have the opportunity to sign up at a table to sign the pledge to start with hello. If you wish to be a part of the Save Promise Club, look to your Google Classroom, as those will be published here in just a few moments. And then don't forget about our Spirit Week. Participate next week by wearing green, dressing in rainbow colors, dressing wacky, dressing as your favorite adult, and then of course on Friday wearing Spirit wear. As we depart this morning, please don't forget what starting with hello, or a simple hello, can do for someone else. I encourage you to reflect on that as you go throughout the day. And as we dismiss from here, we are going to celebrate the differences that each of us have and honor each of our differences as we recognize that while we may all be different, we are all a part of one family. And in this case, that's the Cavalier family and the human race. So as we depart, please remember that I appreciate all of your attention. You've done an excellent job.